there, little buddy. Aren't you just the cutest? Hey, wait a minute. Hey. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Slime Rancher and another Sunday speed paint. For today's video, as you may have noticed by the title, I am going to be making gijinkas out of the Slime Rancher slimes. For those who don't know, they are usually a redesign of a animal character that is human or humanoid. An example is usually Pokemon gijinkas. I'm going to be making these slimes as humanoid. I aim to make them all, but for today's video I am doing 3 of my favorites, and I want to see what you guys think of them. My main rules for this is just making them in a chibified simple style to where the hair, the general shape of the character, and the clothes adds to their personality to make it look like the slime that I'm basing them on. I like the idea of them being humanoid aliens that are trying to make a humanoid form, but because they come from the Slime Rancher world, I like to imagine that they still want to incorporate the little bits and bobs that make them stand out, but nothing too fancy. Another thing is, this is absolutely self-indulgent. I really wanted to play Slime Rancher, but I also wanted to make a video out of it, and the gijinkas seemed like the perfect idea. Another bonus thing that I'm going to be doing is either they are going to be Patreon exclusive, but I will post the final product on Redbubble. I will try to do as many Largo designs as I can, since they are a combination of 2 slimes, but those will actually be full size. They will not be chibified, so they will take longer, so that is why they will either be just bonus, or I'll save them for a future video on their own, separate from the regular ones. For today, the first one that I had for my first gijinka is going to be the Boom Slime. This is one of my favorites, and although I'm only doing 3 for today's video, I plan on doing more because I plan on doing every single one of the regular slimes. Now, I won't be including any from the future game of Slime Rancher 2, even though I know we've seen some of those slimes, just because I just want to keep this to the first set, the first Slime Rancher game's slimes. Also, I will not be doing secret styles. These are just based off of the base forms of these slimes, just to keep it simple. And these are unisex slimes, they're slimes, so even if the designs have particular hairstyles and clothing, they're not meant to be specifically guys or girls, they're just slimes. And for the first design with the Boom Slime, I'm adding an extra little detail that I add to all the others, which is they're either interacting with their favorite food item or a toy or something, and then I add the actual slime next to my gijinka slime design so that they're all smooshed together. These designs will be going up on my Redbubble store as stickers, but I will also try to post little postcards of the full illustration with the background that I've added because I wanted to be a little extra with this. I wanted to add a little extra care to this since I was doing chibis in a more experimental style. I don't know if you noticed, but when I did the stuff that's in the background, I lightened it and changed its opacity so it looks a bit more further away from the screen, just to add that little tiny extra touch of depth, but I still kept it simple with cell shading. And as far as the outfits for them, I thought it would be funky to match them to be that for the Boom Slime, it is magma proof, so that the outfit does not burn away like a normal outfit probably would, and their hair absolutely moves around and little blobs of magma fall off, so they are just as dangerous. Now, another thing that I wasn't sure about, as extra lore I guess for these gijinkas, I think they'd probably just still make slime noises. I don't think that they would really talk, since they are humanoid, but probably not human. I also thought that it would be super cute to add in like different reflections to their eyes, but one thing that I wish I would have done is actually put their plorts as their eyes. I thought that would add more color since the gijinkas are just black sockets, but let me know what you think of the final design of the Boom gijinka here. With these video games smooshed together with the art footage, please let me know if you like this format, because I thought it would be fun and give me an extra excuse to not only play the game, but share with you my adventures and achievements that I've got so far in this game, so you can see how much of this I've gotten under my belt. It's not perfect, but I do enjoy playing this game just for how relaxing it is, how silly, and even though there are a few dangerous moments, once you've unlocked a certain amount in this game, the tar slimes are easy to wrangle with some water, And as long as you have plenty of food and take care of the plorts that stack up, I think this game is well worth the time of just zoning out for a good hour of gameplay to take care of all of these critters and explore. Because there are still areas that I haven't finished exploring that I want to do a bit more research on before actually designing some of these gijinkas. That is also why some of these are in a list in my head of which ones I'm going to do first, but if there is any fan favorites that you want to see sooner than later, please let me know in the comments down below. For example, I'm going to spoil because it's not in this video, but it's going to take me a while before I do the Quicksilver, the Glitch, the Gold, and the Lucky. Although I did see the gold slime in today's video, I know that the gold and lucky you cannot put in your enclosures. The glitch one, I haven't gotten to the slime simulation or the slimulation, and Quicksilvers, I have no idea where they are. I just know that they exist, but I haven't unlocked them apparently. And of course, more obviously, the other one is the Saber. Although we have a picture of what they look like, we don't actually have them. I'm not 100% sure if I will get around to that one as quickly as the others. But the next slime that I do have for you is the Crystal Slime. This is one of my all-time favorites just because of how sparkly they are. I was really torn between doing this one and the Mosaic one, but I chose this one just because of the more spiky design, and I immediately had something that popped into my head of, I was initially thinking Mohawk, but I decided to save that for the rock one so that I could distinguish them, because I didn't want these guys to get confused for them. Although they are much more colorful than the rock slimes, for the crystal ones, they almost have like this rainbowy glow to them. So I thought that I would incorporate that in the reflections of their hair. And something else that I added to this one is I added that plorts design to the eye of this one. I also thought it would be fun to incorporate a little accessory for them. Sort of wrapped gloves around this Gijinka character's knuckles, just because I imagine that these guys shoot out crystals all over the time and all over the place in time. There'd probably be shrapnels of shard crystals everywhere, so I don't actually know if it would affect them or not, because I think that they would probably be made of similar slime attributes, but more held together, so I just think it's a funky little accessory that I added to them just to change it up, and I like that they're stomping on the ground as they have one of the odd onions popping up out of the ground. And also, I'm not gonna lie, that is actually probably one of the most adorable of the slimes that I've made thus far for the slime on the bottom left there. Just happy little sparkly baby. I also added the extra sparkles that you see on some of the artwork for the official crystal slimes, just because I think it adds that extra little touch that it is indeed the crystal and not to be mistaken for the rock slime. Something that I wish I would have expanded just a tiny bit more on is actually the hair on the Gijinka. I don't know if I like it like this because it is supposed to be hair, but made out of crystal. I wish that I could have done it a bit more detailed, like each individual spike, but I don't know if that would ruin the design, just because I didn't want it to look like they were one of those, what do you call them, those chia pets, where it's just individual stuff sprouting out of its head. I also slightly changed and muted the colors for the skin tone instead of it being bright purple like the actual slime, just because I think it gave more of the illusion of this is a rock slime, crystal slime, sorry, a crystal slime, not the rock slime. See, I'm getting myself all confused and jarbled up here. Just because when I do get around to doing the rock slime, it's going to be a much more paler color, and I wanted the hair to stand out and add just that tiny little extra touch to the eyes of this one. I don't 100% know if in this game, when you do combine them for the Largos, if one trait over the other takes over, because I've noticed that when I tried to combine, like for example, I think it's the honey phosphor, depending on the secret styles that you have chosen, they have different accentuating markings that stand out. I don't know if in future that's going to play a part to it, but for these ones, since the crystal slime's main focus is the crystals on it, I wanted to really accentuate that for these ones. Also, I just think that this one is such a funky little fella that I may end up making this one as like the shiny bonus one, just because the crystal in its other form, it looks magnificent and equally as shiny. But let me know what you think of the finished crystal gijinka. As we round off the video, I thought it would also be funky to share with you this little tragedy of these poor puddle slimes. Rest in peace. I don't actually know if they do that every time that I visit here, but I always feel bad when they get thrown into the ocean, or if I have to go after the tar slimes and explode them with water because I don't want them to consume every slime in the area. To be honest, I think you could actually play this game without having to corral the slimes, so if I wanted, let's say, I don't know, for example, the pink phosphorus down there, I could just suck up the plorts and take it back home with me. My only limitation is the number of containments that I have in my vacuum. But I think that when I got to this area, it gave it away right away, and if you saw the first little funky short, the quantum slime is one of my other favorites, just because of how chaotic they are. I love the idea that these quantum slimes can hover around, just trying to walk around. They just bounce around all over the place, but in their gijinka form, I'd like to imagine that they slightly hover off the ground, and they cause mischief to anyone who encounters them. And I'm not gonna lie, before I saw the name pop up, I really thought that these were glitch slimes when I found them. I got so excited, and then when I saw that they were quantum slimes, I was sad, but then I got re-excited because these quantum slimes looked super cool. One of the bonus things that I like about these quantum slimes is the amount of extra fuzziness that I can add to them. They're all distorted and wavy, so I went ham on adding that extra fuzzy, wavy details, almost like a broken television that has those fuzzy, staticky lines that go through them every now and again, and also getting to add the grid texture to their hair for this particular gijinka was something that I had a lot of fun trying to see what best fit. I also wasn't sure, because I knew I was going to make these into stickers, if I was going to make them transparent to a certain degree. I decided against that just because I don't think that would work very well, and I lost a lot of the colors because having it see-through made it harder when I was trying to color in the design. But something that you may notice is for this particular gijinka, which I'm going to definitely try to incorporate this more for the other ones, is even though it's humanoid, I gave them sort of like stubby little peg legs, because I imagine because these quantum slimes aren't all together, they probably wouldn't be able to master the shape like the other gijinka slimes would. So instead of having feet in shoes, they just have their feet as tiny little peg legs. I also really like how wobbly the hair shape that I gave them is. I think that for the crystal slime, I didn't quite get it, but definitely for this one, I have a better wrangle of it. This is also a more experimental piece for me. I am not used to doing chibis. It's been a long while, actually, since I made chibis. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to test my skills, is simplification. I've been going back and forth on what would be simple and what would be more detailed for my artwork, and for the past few illustrations, I've been making things in extensive detail to test out my rendering. So this was something of a nice warm-up and also good, I think, execution for making things simple, but you can get the point across of what you're looking at. If I didn't put the slimes next to the gijinkas, would you be able to tell which ones are which just based on what I've drawn? Or would you need the slimes next to them? Either way, when I did put the slimes next to them, it was mostly just as a bonus sticker, because I figured if these do go up on Redbubble, I'm going to want them to have little bonus stickers that can go with them, and for the scene, I think it just fits better. Not only are they chasing after either their favorite food or something that represents them, because I don't think that this is their favorite food. Either way, I think that it just adds more to their personality of the action instead of them just floating in an A pose or a T pose. And also, this right here is the most cursed thing I have. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that these could be even more creepy with voidant eye sockets. I quickly fixed that by adding the whites back into their eyes and fixed the opacity and added the little glitchies to the back, but oh boy, If I saw that running around, I'd be more scared of that than I would the tar slimes, because I just imagine them as a mischief maker that runs around with these voidant eyeballs chasing after you, which is where I got the idea for that little introductory. I'd like to imagine that if you tried to hold hands with a quantum slime, they would teleport you all over the place, and you would end up in who knows where, and you might not be there in one piece. And let me know what you guys think of the finished design of this quantum gijinka. I really like it. They're really funky. I also don't know if I mentioned it, but each of the outfits is tailored to them, so the quantum ones, their outfit fizzles around with them. To round off this video, even though I am finished with the gijinka designs, I thought it would be fun to share my miscellaneous adventures that I recorded, where I try to escape the glass desert as I search for fire slimes as these random falling stars and tornadoes, I think they're called fire tornado events, happen. Well, whilst I get repeatedly struck by them, I can't seem to find the fire slimes at first. I don't remember exactly how often they spawn with it, but there was one there was one fireball that was really trying to get me here, and it missed, and so I see the fire slime, and I'm ready to go grab him, and then just poof, right out of the blue, just trying to stop me. It wouldn't let me have it, so I went for another one. The game's music also really sets the mood for this. Like, this and the tar slimes are the most intense, like, fight or flight response for me for the music, but afterwards, it is the most calming, especially when you go into the oasis, and it's nice and peaceful. I have to say it's a tie between this one and the Indigo Quarry for my favorite, like, for the environments, the way they look, and for the music, but honestly, I could just sit back and just let the game go for, like, an hour for myself, just to have, like, slime, ASMR, I guess. But I'm sure there's tons of videos out there that I've already done that, or I could just play the game, which is what I'm probably going to be doing after this video so that I can refresh for the next batch of gijinkas. I had fun here with whatever happened here with the gold slime. I know they vanish instantaneously and you get the gold plorts, but I am really debating on whether or not I'm going to do a design for them, just because you can't actually contain them, so I don't really know what I would do for that. I'll have to Google the design for better view on them, and maybe do some research for the personality that I would give them. Like, would the gold ones just be there and gone in a flash, like how they actually are in game? You know, it's part of why I did the quantum slimes in this video, was to test to see how a sort of transparent and glitchy slime would be versus, like, one that just shows up like the golden lucky ones for a split second. It's more of a me overthinking on how these would actually become gijinkas, and at the end of the day, I'm just having so much fun with this, and also just getting to replay this game again. I know that with Slime Rancher 2 coming out, Slime Rancher 1 may not get as much love as the second one, but I will always have a special place for this game in my heart, just because of the many adventures and silly shenanigans, and I still have so many things to unlock. One of them is all the secret styles. This is hilarious. Pre-Jurassic, like pre-Jurassic. I love the tusks on these guys, and I really wish that we could see the saber slimes jumping around. I also don't know if this area that I haven't fully finished unlocked is where I'll find the glitch and Quicksilver slimes, but definitely after this video, when I go to play the game again, I'm gonna try to get as close to the end game as possible to make sure that I unlock everything, so that I have all of that on hand instead of having to go to Google or try and fish out videos to find if anyone else has them and pause and watch for the details. I like to do the research for this though as well, just because there is a lot of personality to these slimes in this game, even if maybe others don't see it that way, but like right here, this interaction that I had with a boom tabby, where they just poof, and the little swirly eyes, and then they just splash them with water and just ooh face again. It's so gosh darn cute. And although I would love to spend hours sharing my thoughts with this, we do have to wrap up today's video, otherwise we'd be here for an hour. I thought I would share with you the secret styles and briefly touch upon the idea of me making the secret styles similar to a bonus shiny content for Patreon exclusive, gijinkas. I am probably going to do either rough colors or just sketches because I have vivid ideas of what these gijinkas would look like in my head already, but I ran out of time to be able to incorporate them into this video directly. I'm also thinking that if they do not get incorporated into the regular video, the Largos, the regular full-sized humanoid gijinkas, are going to be bonus Patreon, but the finished designs will more than likely still go up on my Redbubble shop. They'll just take a little longer, and either way, I will be making each and every single one of the slimes. So, as a woohoo success, I gave myself the slime trophy 1 in game, and I'm hoping that by next time, if you guys enjoyed this, I can share more footage of my gameplay and hopefully unlock some more areas to show off. But thank you for watching and making it to the end of today's video. Don't forget to comment and share to others, and check out the Redbubble for these 3 gijinka slimes if you'd like them for yourself. Hold it right there, don't click off this video just yet. Why not check out some playlists of my videos while you wait for the next upload, and if you'd like to support my works and see more, click that link card down below. Patreon exclusive rewards for the Fennec Fox tier includes access to secret artwork, Arctic Foxes get shoutouts at the end of my videos, and early access to art and videos. Red Foxes have the opportunity to be featured when I need background characters or a commission instead. Subscribe for free if you have not already to join the Subscribblers squad, and tag me in some of that artwork and I'll share it in the Subscribblers gallery. Stay possum, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.